everybody, and welcome to this exciting episode of the Next Level Women podcast. Today, I am pulling back the curtains and I'm going to be very frank with you and I'm going to be very direct because at the end of the day, my goal is not to make friends, okay? My goal is to make an impact and to help you grow a highly profitable, sustainable, and predictable business. And so today I'm going to teach you exactly how to become fully booked in your first 3 months as a coach. Okay, so we are about to welcome 2026, but it doesn't matter what time you're watching this video. If you want the next 3 months to be the months where you become fully booked in your business, as a brand new coach. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you are certified or you are in the process of certification. As long as your desire is to build a highly profitable business, I'm going to give you the blueprint on this video. Okay, so if you are driving, maybe you have to come back to watch this video, and if you are able to watch me live on YouTube, amazing. If you're listening on the podcast on Apple or Spotify, I encourage you to head on over to YouTube so that you can be very engaged in the video, because I find that the people who watch my videos are the people who send me DMs to say they are making incredible successes in their businesses. Now, like I said, my goal is for you to grow a successful business. I've had a number of people reach out to me after watching my YouTube videos just to thank me for the incredible amount of resources I put out for free. Now, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know I am very intuitive and I am someone who gives freely. So there's no gatekeeping here. I'm going to give you exactly what you need to build a profitable business. Now, if you're a new coach and you're telling yourself that 2026 has to be the year that you finally make your business work, and every big goal you set secretly makes you freeze, this video is for you. I'm not going to give you any hype here. I'm not going to give you overnight success. I'm not going to tell you that overnight you're going to become a six-figure coach. I know there are many people online that say those things, but in reality, it takes a process, and I'm going to give you the process. If your goal is to hit six figures, if your goal is to create a wildly profitable business, my goal is to hit seven figures and beyond, and I am well on my way to doing that. And so I love it when people are ambitious. I love it when women have big goals, but at the same time, I am a huge proponent of building a strong foundation. Okay, so I am a NeuroSuccess coach. If we're just meeting for the first time, my name is Joy Rowland. I'm a NeuroSuccess coach, and I specialize in working with women. I help women build hugely profitable coaching businesses in a way that feels safe and easy for the nervous system, because that's where all the magic happens, in our nervous system. Until our nervous system is on board, we will continue to hustle and struggle. So when I do the work with my clients with the nervous system, they start to take action from pleasurable place, easeful place. By the way, pleasurable is not a word we use in business. I've not heard people talk about pleasurable, but I love that word because that's how business should be. If your business isn't pleasurable, I bet you my bottom dollar, very soon you're going to close down your business. And so that's my mission. I want to help women create pleasurable, successful, predictable businesses so that you are not in feast and farming. And when you do that, then you take action and sign clients consistently. Now, what I'm going to teach is exactly how I built my own business. So this is now 2 years and 1 month of running my business. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I signed my first few clients, how I became fully booked. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can become fully booked in 3 months. So that's 90 days. I'm also going to tell you what to focus on month after month, because many people, when they come to me, they're like, what do I do every day in my business? What do I do every week in my business? Until you have clarity, you're going to feel overwhelmed. The the remedy for overwhelm is clarity. When you are so clear on the actions that actually result into clients, then you don't have overwhelm. And the reason my blueprint and framework works is because I work with your brain. So when your brain is on board, then you take action effortlessly. Okay. So first I want to tell you, why are most people stuck in their businesses? Why are most coaches stuck? Well, it's because there is a common trap. And this is what I see all the time. People think that they need to have a big course before they can launch their business as a coach. Or they think, oh, I need a big audience. Now, by the way, I got to my first 100K with only 200 Instagram followers. Okay. So you do not need a big audience. Another common trap is people think they need to be high ticket coaches right off the bat. That is possible, but to become a high ticket coach, you have to believe in your offer. You have to do the mindset work to believe you can charge $10,000. So maybe you have been watching coaches before now, and people have told you, oh, you need to create an offer that you can sell for $10,000. And you're hearing all of these coaches on Instagram say all those things. Well, what they are forgetting to tell you is that there is a process. You can't just launch your business and sell 10,000. No, let me back up. It's possible. You can sell 10,000 as a new coach, but it means you have to coach your brain to realize that your offer is that valuable. Okay. So to be able to sell $10,000 offers, you have to do the mindset work and believe that your offer is worth that. So for many new coaches, it takes a process. Okay. So maybe you have to start with $2,000, right? You have to start with $2,000, a price that feels aligned with you, a price that feels doable for you. Okay. Another common trap I see is people think, oh, I want to hit 10K, $100,000. I want to be a six-figure coach. Now I see people throw all of these figures out, but when you go into the nitty-gritty of becoming $100,000 a year coach, it takes work, right? So this week, I remember asking one of my clients, I'm like, what's fully booked for you? And she's like, she hadn't even thought about that. So based off of your current time commitment, what's fully booked for you? So if you have a 9 to 5 job, maybe fully booked for you will be 5 clients per month based on your time availability, right? So you need to know these specifically. And when you know these specifically, then you're going to know what it will take to hit $100,000 in your business. So all of this to say, please do not just throw numbers out in the sky. You need to be able to back that with your time commitment and your commitment to go all in your business. Now, this is my brain-based reframe, how I reframe this. When you set a very big, audacious goal, like, and I set audacious goals for myself all the time, but when you set those big goals, your survival brain takes over. Now, if you've been following my videos for some time, you know I talk about the survival brain on one hand and the success brain on the other hand. What we need to do as entrepreneurs, as heart-centered women who want to make an impact in the world and have income to back that impact, is we have to activate our success brain. If your survival brain is in charge, if it's driving the train, here are the symptoms. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be learning instead of selling. I have so many people that I see, they're always saying, oh, before I launch my coaching business, I'm going to learn. I'm going to go to the next certification. I want to get more education. That is a symptom of your survival brain in charge. When your success brain is in charge, you know that you are ready. You know that you have all it takes to sign your clients today. You don't need more certification, you don't need more courses. You know you are equipped to go today. Another symptom of the survival brain is delaying your visibility. Let's say you are just posting static reels on Instagram, right? You're not showing up as your full confident self so that people get to fall in love with you. Okay, that's a story for another video. But essentially, if you want to sell high ticket, you have to be visible. That's the way that people are going to get the opportunity to fall in love with you. And people only buy when they feel connected with you, right? So when you look into my eyes in a video, you can see inside my soul, right? So my question to you is this: are you delaying your visibility? If you are, then your survival brain is in charge. Another symptom is imposter syndrome. If you're always feeling like an imposter, or if you're doubting yourself, if you're afraid, if you're procrastinating, all of those are symptoms that your survival brain is running the show. Now, not because you are incapable, but because your goal isn't connected to where your brain feels safe yet. And that's the power of connecting your success brain, the part of your brain which is your success brain. And I call that part of your brain the prefrontal cortex. It's the executive part of your brain that you can use to override the toddler brain. Okay, the toddler brain is the survival brain. Okay, so how do businesses actually grow? How do coaching businesses actually grow? Now, this is based off of my own lived experience and the results of my clients. I believe that for your business to grow, confidence needs to come before evidence. Okay, now, chanting manifestation affirmations and all of those things will not work until you take action. And I see so many people telling themselves that they need to wait to feel confident to take action. Mm-mm. Confidence comes from evidence, and the only way you get evidence is through action. Momentum comes from small wins, not pressure. Let your business unfold. Do not force. I've seen so many people forcing themselves to take action in their business, but it doesn't work, right? Because when you force yourself, you're grinding, and your brain associates making money with stress. And that's why your subconscious mind pulls the brake and you don't make any money in your business. The other thing is you do not need to have everything figured out before you start, especially for heart-centered women. I believe that you have all it takes to bring your work into the world. Now, when I started, I had no clue what I was talking about. This podcast is now 2 years old. We're in the top 2% of podcasts globally. That's incredible. But when I tell people that when I started, I was so afraid, but I was willing to be vulnerable. I was willing to show up and figure things out as I go. Okay, let's go to the first month of your business, the first quarter. I think the first 3 months of your business is like the foundation of your business. And if you don't get this right, the first 3 months, you're going to struggle. And for the first 3 months, you're going to learn how to talk about your offer. Many people don't know how to talk about their offers, right? It takes practice to learn how to talk about your offer. In the first 3 months, you're also going to learn how to sell in a feminine way, in a calm way, so that selling becomes effortless for you. You're also going to coach real human beings. Okay. When you're launching your business as a coach, the best way to kick off your business is to start coaching real human beings. I mean, paid clients. I'm not talking about those you coach for free. Okay. Because there's a different energy when someone has paid you compared to if you're coaching them for free. And for the first 3 months, you're going to be creating proof to yourself that your system works, and proof to other people, your future clients, that your system works. Okay, so let's take it month after month. Month number 1. So this is when you've launched your business. You're ready for your new clients. Your goal for the first month is to sign your first paid clients in the first 30 days. That's your goal. So I know you want to say, oh, I want to hit 10K months. I want to hit 20K months. Let's simplify the goal. Why don't you sign your first paid client in 30 days? And I'm going to tell you exactly how doable this is. Now, many of my clients do this faster. So maybe you are able to do this in 2 weeks or even 7 days, or it doesn't matter. Many people, depending on their desire for success, will achieve this faster. But the majority of people will achieve this in the first 30 days. Okay. Now, the goal for the first month is not necessarily about making money, but it's about giving your brain evidence that you can sign a client. Okay. So I'm going to explain to you, how do you get your first client? Oh my gosh. Your first client is going to come from the pool of people you already know. Yes. Now, when I say the pool of people you already know, it can also come from a referral from the pool of people you already know. So I want you to go to your phone, your social media, make a list of all the people you know, and you're going to send them a very simple message. And here's how I craft this for my clients. And I'm going to just give you the script and you can adapt it for yourself. It's going to be, hi, Jennifer. So you're going to plug in the name of your contact. Hi, Jennifer. With all of the Facebook and Instagram algorithm updates, I'm guessing you may not have seen any of my recent posts, but I recently launched my coaching business and I'm super excited about this. I wanted to reach out to ask if you knew any woman over the age of 40 who's struggling with perimenopause. I now help women overcome menopausal symptoms so that they can build a thriving life and live their lives without the stress, brain fog, and all of the other symptoms of menopause. Do you know anyone who could use this help or this support? I actually have a workshop coming up next week, and I would love for you to share this with any woman you think would find it useful. What's going on with you lately? Any updates? I'd love to celebrate you. That's a very simple message you can send to your current friends and family. Okay, so let's say you don't have a workshop coming up. You can remove that part. Okay, the reason I said a workshop is because that's how I teach my clients. A workshop is a place for people to come to experience working with you, and it's free, right? Um, so if you don't have a workshop coming up, just adapt that script. Most likely, of your current friends and family, somebody's going to say, ah, I know someone. Oh, my sister is struggling with menopause. Oh, I'm having brain fog. How can you help? And then you invite them into a consult call, and that's how you sign your first clients. In fact, I have a couple of my clients who have used this to get to $50,000 in their business. Okay. Now, I know you want to have a website, you want to have fancy funnels, you want to have fancy automations. You do not need all of those. I'm going to say that again. You don't need a website to sign your client. In fact, you don't need any certifications. I can't even count how many certifications I have. Life Coach School, Dave Ramsey, another coach school here in Canada. None of my clients have asked me, oh, Joy, can you tell us what certifications you have? Nobody asks for your certifications. You can sign your first client in the next 24 hours. Okay. And that's going to happen when you get rid of all of the brain drama. Okay, so this is a very simple script you can use for your contact on your mobile phone. You can use for your content on your contacts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. It's a very simple message, and you're sending them to your current connections. I don't believe in cold outreach, okay? Because I, I I don't respond to cold outreach myself, and so I know it wouldn't work even if I tried. Okay, so this is sending a DM to your current friends and family, people who already know you. That's how you can sign your first clients. And that's how you can, in fact, I have two clients who got to $50,000 just from their warm list, their current friends and family list. Now, your first client is probably going to require more energy than you think. I know you're thinking, oh, I'm going to coach my clients 1 hour per week. No, it takes more than 1 hour. Even though you're coaching them for 1 hour per week, you are going to do some supporting tasks, right? So you don't just show up and coach them for 1 hour. You're going to prepare for each coaching session. So I want you to realize that coaching your first 3 or 4 clients in the first month of launching your business is going to be intense. Okay. Now, I want to say this. You do not need to have your course first. I see so many people saying, oh, I want to define my signature program first. Guess what? If you define your signature program first and someone pays you, you are still going to adapt that program to their needs. And many times, as women, we are creating programs to solve for problems we have gone through ourselves, right? So, look at the example of the menopause coach. Maybe you've gone through a very challenging menopause, and now you have the skills and experience to help other women, but your experience is unique to you, right? So even though you've created a framework, when you are coaching real women in your coaching business, you're going to have to adopt and adapt your processes, right? So this is why I strongly discourage people from creating massive programs like recording 50 videos and setting up courses. No, the first thing you need to do is to sign your client first. And as you coach them every week, you're going to get to know your target audience better. And many times it's completely different from your own experience. Okay, so here's the order. First, you get clients. Second, you coach real human beings. Third, you learn what works. Number four, you build your materials as you go. When I first started coaching, I had no materials, right? But as I was coaching my clients in the Zoom calls, I was understanding and learning from what my target audience actually need. Okay, so please do not try to build a course. The reason I'm emphasizing this is because over 80% of my clients, when they come to me, they tell me they want to build a program. They want to record videos. And I'm like, no, that's a waste of time because those videos are going to be irrelevant to the clients you're going to coach because you're going to coach people based off of their individual needs. Now, what's the benefit of following this process? You're going to coach better, you're going to have clearer messaging, and you're going to build your confidence faster. The goal of your first 3 months is to build confidence in yourself, confidence that people can pay you to coach them. Once you have that confidence, you're going to show up differently. I see so many people on Instagram trying to sell their coaching, and even the way they are showing up, I can tell they're doubting themselves. And the reason they're doubting themselves is because they are trying to land their first client and they don't believe in their coaching. They don't believe in their offer. When someone believes in their offer, they show up differently. They speak differently. Their energy is different. They even exude excitement. Okay. So these are the things you want to get from the first 3 months of your business when you sign your actual coaching clients and people pay you. And like I said, the fastest way to sign clients is to talk to your current network. Okay, so just use the script I just gave you and it works like magic. Okay, so now by month 3, you've signed clients, right? Because research shows that each of us knows at least 300 other people. 300. So imagine your connection list. So right now, my connection list on my phone, people whose phone numbers I have, over 700. I was very surprised too when I found that out on my phone. If you go to your contact list, my phone, I use a Samsung. On the top, it tells me my total contact list. And right now it's at 752. Okay. So that's just on my phone. Then if you go to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, just your current connection. I'm not asking you to cold DM people, just in your current connection list. Just say, I have just launched my business and I'm super excited. I am now helping menopausal women to overcome brain fog. I really don't know why I'm using menopause. Okay, so it needs to be your own niche, right? So let's say you do weight loss, or you say, "Oh, I am now helping women how to use Ozempic, okay, Ozempic and mindset to lose weight finally." Okay, by the way, if you are a weight loss coach and you are not in one form or the other, moving in Ozempic, I think they call them NLP1, or is it SLP1, the CLP1 drugs, weight loss drugs. If you're not weaving that into your marketing, you're losing out because so many women are considering or they're actually using those weight loss drugs. Okay, so that's an example. So if you're a confidence coach, adopt this script I just gave you for confidence coaching. If you're a career coach, adopt it for career coaching. If you're a leadership coach, adopt it for leadership coaching. So you can actually become fully booked just from your warm market. Okay. Now remember I said at the beginning, you have to identify what fully booked is for you. So if you are in a 9 to 5 job, if you work full time, fully booked in your coaching business might be just 5 clients, right? So can you serve 5 clients and coach them 1 hour every week with your current schedule? The answer is probably yes. If you are full time in your business like I am, then you can coach even more people. So identify for yourself, what does fully booked look like? And then I'm going to tell you how to then scale your business faster by systematizing your business. Okay, I'm going to back up. The process I just defined right now, like going into your warm list, is very active, right? It entails that you have to be very active in getting leads into your business. Now, once you become fully booked, obviously your warm list, there's a finite number of people in your warm list, right? If you want to be consistently fully booked, then you have to automate your business. You have to automate your lead generation. You have to automate your nurturing process. You have to automate so many aspects of your business. Okay. So after the first 3 months, if you want to be consistently fully booked, then you have to automate and you have to go outside of your network. And that's where my 4+1 fully booked formula comes in. When you've exhausted your warm network, you need to be able to build a business where you are consistently having new leads. And I'm going to tell you my 4+1 fully booked formula. So the 4 is the 4 weekly visibility moves, and the 1 is the monthly conversion event. So I'm going to break this down. If you want to have consistent leads coming into your business, you have to leverage platforms. The number one platform is YouTube. You have to put out high quality, searchable content for your target audience. Just one per week. I do one per week, roughly a 30-minute video. Okay. And then you have to leverage other people's podcasts, other people's audiences where your target audience already exists. Okay. So you're going to do 2 podcast guest interviews per week. That's how you leverage other people's audience, because remember, you're just launching your coaching business and you're building your credibility. As you build your credibility, the fastest way to grow is to leverage other people's credibility. So when you guest on other people's podcasts, you are borrowing their credibility. And that's why I teach my clients inside of my Double Your Income program how to guest on 2 podcasts every single week. That's a lot, right? So if you do 2 per week and they are 52 weeks in a year, then you're doing over 100 podcasts in a year. And for each podcast, you have access to thousands of people per episode, right? So that's incredible. And then the next visibility move is 3 emails to your email list per week. Okay, there's a process involved in all of that, but essentially you're nurturing your list 3 times per week. Number 4 is one networking event per week. So this is where you go to build your network. You meet other business owners, other collaboration partners. From those networking events, you get referrals as well. And lastly, every single month, you're going to host a workshop. A workshop or a masterclass is where you convert your leads into clients. I just do one per month. Well, now I do two per month because I enjoy them, but I teach my clients to do one per month. So depending on your time availability, you do just one per month, and that's how you stay fully booked every single time. Okay. Now, I know I have given you so much information, but my goal is for you to, in your first 3 months as a coach, to become fully booked. And so, if you need some support, because I know that it's the accountability that matters, right? Maybe for you, many of the things I've shared with you today, you already know, but there's a reason you're not fully booked yet. One, either there is a mindset block. You're allowing overwhelm, imposter syndrome, procrastination, fear, doubt to keep you stuck. For most people, that's the reason. And secondly, you lack accountability. You watch multiple podcasts or YouTube videos and you're like, oh, that's a good idea. But then when it comes to implementation, you procrastinate because there is no accountability. That's where I come in. That's where I can help you build a successful business, become fully booked. In fact, I give a money back guarantee in my program because I have tested this with so many clients and it has proven to work. When you have the accountability, you have the structure, and you have the support, success becomes inevitable. Imagine guesting on over 100 podcasts in a year. No matter how terrible you are, you're going to close clients from those podcasts. Imagine hosting one workshop every single month. No matter how terrible you are, you're going to sign clients, right? And in my program, I help you get better at closing clients, better at marketing your business, better at talking about your offer, because the way you talk about your offer is the way that um, it excites people to want to work with you. And maybe you don't have a compelling offer. That's one of the things I help you do as well. Create a compelling offer that people are like, oh, how do I join? Instead of people just liking your post on Instagram, you actually start getting clients. If you want this year to be the year that you finally build a successful business, if you are tired of your family members mocking you and always asking when you are going to become successful, this is the year for you. I believe that you're watching this video for a reason. It is not a coincidence that you landed on this video or this audio if you're listening on Apple or Spotify or anywhere else you're listening to this podcast. It is not a coincidence. I want you to decide that this is the year that everything changes for you. No more shiny object syndrome. I see so many people jumping from one business idea to the other. I want to challenge you that if you choose one path, focus on that path and make it work. You're going to be successful. I am so excited for you because I want to celebrate you. I want to um, bring you along with me as I create success for myself. If you are ready, I want you to send me a DM either on Instagram or on Facebook or LinkedIn. Just send me a DM and I'm going to send you details of my double your income program. This is where I'm going to help you double your income. And like I said, there's a money back guarantee, which is crazy. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If this episode has blessed you, please share this with a friend. And you can also create a story, just do a screenshot of this, create a story and tag me. I am going to share that with my audience too. Together we rise. Let this next 3 months, the next 90 days, let this be the best month ever for you by signing clients and becoming fully booked. I'll see you back here on the next episode.